We've all heard it before. Eat more seeds. They're called superfoods, packed with fiber, healthy fats, and nutrients that supposedly help you live longer and feel better. But here's what nobody tells you. If you're over 60, some of these so-called healthy seeds might actually be aging you faster. Some seeds, ones you probably have in your pantry right now, can quietly trigger chronic inflammation, damage your blood vessels, and even mess with your heart's rhythm. And the scariest part, you won't feel it until it's too late. According to the Journal of Gerontology, seniors who regularly consume just one of these seeds saw a 67% spike in inflammatory markers. That's not a fluke. That's a red flag waving right in our faces. We've been sold a lie. Not all seeds are superfoods. Not for your body. Not anymore. So let me ask you this. What seeds are you eating every day? Chia, flax, sunflower. And have you ever felt joint pain, bloating, or low energy afterward, but never knew why? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'll reply with tips that can help you right now. Because today, I'm going to show you the 4 most dangerous seeds you should avoid after 60, and the 4 that could actually help reverse the damage. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom from pain, fatigue, and aging before your time. Let's get into it. All right, let's get specific. You're about to discover 4 seeds that might be quietly sabotaging your health every single day. And you'd never suspect them because they're sold as natural, wholesome, even heart healthy. But for people over 60, they can be a ticking time bomb for inflammation, joint pain, and accelerated aging. Let's start with the worst offender, sunflower seeds. Most people think sunflower seeds are a harmless snack, sold at every grocery store, tossed on salads, or eaten by the handful at baseball games. But here's the hidden danger. Sunflower seeds have one of the highest omega-6 to omega-3 ratios of any seed, around 2,000 to 1. That's a nightmare for seniors. Why? Because omega-6 fats, when out of balance, fuel chronic inflammation, the kind linked to joint breakdown, cognitive decline, and even heart disease. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's a 72-year-old retired librarian from Ohio. For years, she munched on sunflower seeds instead of chips, thinking she was making a smart choice. But she couldn't explain why her knees ached every morning, why her hands felt swollen and stiff by lunch, or why her skin suddenly flared up with rosacea. When we removed sunflower seeds from her daily snacks and replaced them with a different seed I'll share later. Within 3 weeks, the bloating, gone. Her morning pain, cut in half. Her energy, noticeably better. If you're eating sunflower seeds daily, stop. They're not made for aging bodies, especially not when better options exist. Wait. What about pumpkin seeds? Keep watching. Next, pumpkin seeds. Now, pumpkin seeds, aka pepitas, sound healthy, and they can be, if properly prepared. But raw, unsprouted pumpkin seeds? That's a whole other story. They're packed with phytic acid, a natural compound that blocks your body from absorbing key minerals like zinc, calcium, and magnesium. What does that mean for you? If you're over 60, it means weaker bones, more leg cramps, poor sleep, and even worsening arthritis. Let's talk about Robert, 68, a retired contractor from Arizona. He started adding raw pumpkin seeds to his smoothies, thinking it'd help with muscle recovery. Instead, he began waking up in the middle of the night with sharp leg cramps, brittle nails, and tension headaches. Once we soaked and lightly roasted the seeds or swapped them out completely, his magnesium levels bounced back and the cramps vanished. Pumpkin seeds aren't the enemy. But if you're not soaking or sprouting them, your body may be paying the price. Third, sesame seeds. Sesame seeds hide in places you wouldn't expect. On burger buns, inside tahini, even sprinkled on sushi. And while they're rich in nutrients, they come with a warning for older adults. Here's the catch. Sesame seeds are high in oxalates, compounds that can contribute to kidney stones, calcium loss, and joint calcification. And here's what's worse. Most people don't chew sesame seeds thoroughly, which means your body doesn't even absorb the good stuff, just the inflammatory baggage. Take Sharon, 69, from Atlanta. She loved her tahini dressing and her morning multigrain toast with sesame, but she kept getting lower back pain and eventually developed small calcium-based kidney stones, which she'd never had before. Once we removed sesame and swapped in an anti-inflammatory seed instead, her pain eased up. Her blood tests normalized, and she hasn't had a recurrence since. Be extra cautious with sesame, especially if you've ever had kidney or joint issues. Finally, flax seeds, when eaten whole. Flax seeds are often praised as a miracle food, high in fiber, omega-3s, and cancer-fighting lignans. And they can be. But if you're eating them whole, you're missing out and potentially causing gut issues in the process. Whole flax seeds are very difficult to digest, especially for aging digestive systems. They often pass through the body completely intact, delivering zero benefit and potentially irritating the intestinal lining, leading to gas, bloating, and sluggish digestion. Let me introduce George, a 74-year-old widower and grandfather of 6. He added a spoonful of flax to his morning yogurt, thinking it'd help his cholesterol. But all he got was frequent bloating, constipation, and stomach cramps that made him skip breakfast altogether. Once we simply switched to ground flaxseed, the results were dramatic. His digestion improved within days, his bathroom habits normalized, and he even dropped a few pounds without changing anything else. Whole flax, not worth it. Ground is the way to go, if you want the benefits without the bloat. Okay, so now you know the seeds to stay away from. But what about the ones that can actually help repair your joints, boost your energy, and protect your heart? Let's flip the script, because the next 4 seeds are aging's worst nightmare. Now that you know which seeds could be silently working against your body, let's shift gears, because nature also gives us powerful allies. These next 4 seeds aren't just safe. They're anti-inflammatory, heart protective, and energy boosting. And the best part? You can add them to your routine today, easily. Let's start with the unsung hero, ground flaxseed. You already know whole flaxseed is a no-go. But ground flaxseed? It's one of the most powerful superfoods for people over 60. Why? It's the richest dietary source of lignans, natural compounds that protect your heart and balance hormones. Plus, it's loaded with ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that fights inflammation at the cellular level. Let me tell you about SA, a 76-year-old widow from Minnesota. She had terrible stiffness in her hands and hips. Gardening, her one joy, was getting harder each season. We added just 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed daily to her Greek yogurt. That's it. Within 2 weeks, she felt looser. By 6 weeks, she could kneel in her garden again without her cane. You can buy ground flaxseed or grind it fresh, adding 1 to 2 tablespoons to oatmeal, yogurt, or smoothies. Just remember to store it in the fridge to keep the oil stable. Coming up, the seed that helps with blood pressure and brain fog. Chia seeds, small but mighty. Chia seeds are like tiny hydration bombs for your body. When soaked, they absorb 10 times their weight in water, creating a gel that supports digestion and slows blood sugar spikes. But that's not all. They're packed with magnesium, fiber, and complete plant protein, making them amazing for seniors dealing with constipation, fatigue, or poor sleep. Meet Yusuf, 70, a retired pharmacist from California. He struggled with high cholesterol, afternoon crashes, and constant brain fog. We started him on a daily chia pudding, a 1/4 cup of chia soaked overnight in almond milk, with a sprinkle of cinnamon. After just 4 weeks, his LDL dropped 33%. His energy was steady throughout the day, and he told me, "I feel 10 years younger." The best way to use them is to soak the seeds in liquid for at least 2 hours or overnight, and then add them to smoothies, oatmeal, or make a chia pudding. The next one helps protect your bones and lower inflammation. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are criminally underrated, especially for those over 60. They contain the perfect balance of omega-3 and omega-6, which supports joint health, brain function, and cardiovascular repair. But here's the kicker. They're also rich in magnesium and GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, a rare combo that eases chronic inflammation without upsetting your stomach. Let me introduce Franklin, 73, a Vietnam veteran from Texas. He was skeptical at first. "Seeds are for birds," he joked. But after adding 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds to his lunch salads and soups, he noticed his shoulder pain from an old injury started easing up. By month 2, he was back on the golf course twice a week. The best part is there's no prep needed. Just sprinkle 2 to 3 tablespoons on salads, eggs, toast, or soups. They have a light, nutty flavor and are super digestible. And finally, toasted or ground black sesame seeds. Earlier, we warned about white sesame seeds. But here's a twist. Black sesame seeds, when lightly toasted or ground, are a secret weapon for aging well. They're incredibly rich in zinc, calcium, copper, and sesamin, a compound shown to protect the liver, support memory, and improve skin elasticity. They've been used in traditional Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years to support longevity. Take Ellen, 78, a former high school teacher in New York. She was dealing with hair thinning, dull skin, and restless sleep. We added just 1 teaspoon of ground black sesame into her evening tea or soup. Within 3 weeks, she started sleeping through the night. By month 2, she noticed new baby hairs and smoother skin texture. She said, "I finally recognize myself in the mirror again." Just toast them lightly to unlock flavor, then grind for maximum absorption. You can add them to soups, rice, or even mix with a bit of honey as a paste. So yes, not all seeds are created equal. Some silently inflame your joints, while others help you reclaim your energy, your mobility, your independence. The best part, you don't need to overhaul your diet. Just swap out the harmful ones and sprinkle in the seeds that help you thrive. Your body after 60 is different, but that doesn't mean weaker. It means wiser. Let's take a breath. You just learned that some seeds, yes, even the ones labeled healthy, can quietly age you faster, inflame your joints, and mess with your heart. And yet others, they're tiny lifelines, little messengers from nature, carrying the power to reduce pain, clear brain fog, improve sleep, and keep you moving with ease. This isn't about fear. It's about clarity. Because what worked for you at 40 might hurt you at 70. Your body now is wiser, but also more sensitive. So the goal isn't to follow trends. It's to tune in to what your body truly needs at this stage of life. Now I want to hear from you. What seeds do you eat daily? Have you ever felt bloated, stiff, or foggy afterward? Or better yet, what health struggle are you dealing with most right now? Is it joint pain, poor sleep, low energy, or slow digestion? Leave a comment below. I personally read every one. If you learned anything new today, share this video with someone you love. Because after 60, health isn't a luxury. It's the foundation for your freedom, your joy, your future. Seeds may be small, but what they do inside your body, that's not small. Make the swap. Take control. And remember, your health journey isn't behind you. It's just getting started. Thanks for watching. Stay well.